Now, did anything that took place tonight actually surprise anybody? I think that's a very fair question to ask because so far in Ryan Garcia's brief yet impressive looking career, we've only seen him matched up against these guys who, quite frankly, I've never heard of or seen. It's like I'm not sure if DAZN and Golden Boy are just roaming the streets, the fight night. I mean, they have a fighter's name scheduled there, but for all we know, they could just be scouring the streets and picking up a random guy and throwing him in there with boxing gloves and trunks because the fighter's name is unheard of anyway. So it could just be anybody in there. Look, I'm kind of giving the guy a hard time here. I mean, Ryan Garcia is a young man. He's 21 years old. He's actually younger than me, so I can't really hate on the guy for his accomplishments because he's looked good. He's looked flashy there in the ring. You know, he's looks pretty explosive, puts his punches together well, and has a good presence in the ring. Looks like a very strong and stout fighter. And there's a big elephant in the room that DAZN and all the broadcasters' fights has not mentioned yet, and that's the quality of the opposition. Like, there's only so many times we can hear the same narrative repeated over and over about how young he is and how he's just building up to something big before we just ask ourselves, when are we ever going to see that? I mean, we heard that I remember seeing so many articles in 2019 about how Ryan Garcia was going to step up his opposition and it was going to be a big year. And he fought. I don't like to call professional fighters tomato cans, okay? Because these guys put it all on the line, but he fought really nobodies in 2019. And then the same narrative in 2020. It's his year, and then we're seeing guys like Francisco Fonseca, who I'm sure he's a nice guy, but did he really put up much of a fight here, folks? Let's just ask ourselves these honest questions here. I like Ryan Garcia. I think he can mix it up with a lot of the top fighters around his weight class. I mean, there's all kinds of guys. There's Devin Haney, there's Gervonta Davis, there's Tio Lopez, there's Vasyl Lomachenko. Shit, I mean, if he fought Jorge Linares tonight, that would have been a much, much better fight. But, we get what we get here. And at some point, this is going to get really stale with Ryan Garcia unless he just wants to kind of bank off of being an Instagram star, then he can keep doing these kind of shows. But if he wants to kind of step into the limelight and be considered one of the top fighters in boxing, I'm sorry. It's like, I know you're young and all, but I mean, Lomachenko fought Salido, a seasoned world champion, boxing veteran in a second fight. Floyd Mayweather, I think, was a world titleist at 21. Manny Pacquiao was fighting world titleists in his early 20s. I mean, the list goes on and on. Saul Alvarez, he was what? He was probably fighting, on HBO pay-per-view undercards when he was like 19 and 20. It's like, okay, we get it. You're young. At some point, that card's going to expire. And it's like, it's time to really show if you got what it takes. Or if you're a hype job. I mean, we still, the book is still out on this guy. He looked good tonight, but we still need to see more from him.